Yo, what's going on, everybody? Of course, we are all getting crushed. Every time that we go to the store, we get crushed. Anytime that we go to the gas station, we get crushed. And it doesn't look like there's any sign of hope in sight. And a matter of fact, the UN is even getting involved here to tell the US government to back off with the interest rate hikes. What does that mean for the future? Well, let's dig in. Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on out there? What's up? What's up? What's up? How are all of you happy hashers out there? I know that the hashing industry is not good, but I foretold this. I have prophesied that it would be a minimum of 2 months before we start seeing like an equalization in the market. And it seems like I really wasn't too far off with that. But today's focus is going to be on basically the markets and how it is that we basically can fight that inflation. So what's going on, everybody? John Germain hitting hard right off the bat. It's like, what can we do? Stop Congress from spending? That ain't happening. How do you stop a herd of elephants from charging? Take away their credit cards? Exactly. But you know how a lot of people used to make fun of those doomsday preppers? Well, it doesn't look like we can make fun of them anymore. It looks like they might have been onto something. It's not going to be the people who tried to fight the system. It's people who are going to survive this at this point are going to be those who understood the market and learned how to sit there and build their safety raft. Because when this tsunami comes crashing through, guys, you best to have the best boat, because it's going to be hard and swift. And if you build a great boat with a great foundation, you'll be sitting in a much better place tomorrow after all of that happens than you are sitting today. And it's kind of like the stupid little things that people don't think about while they're day-to-day livelihood. You know, it's like so many people I know, I'm broke, I've got no money. But you know what? Damn it to hell if I see them getting their $5 cup of coffee from Starbucks every morning, complaining about why they're broke at the end of the week. Now, you might not think, hey, $5 ain't shit, right? It's only one cup of coffee. It's only $5. You know, it's like $5 at the end of a work week. It's $25. You know, you could be looking at $20, $25, $30 by the end of the week. Times that by 52 weeks, and there's an investment. People forget these little itty bitty trivial little things. You know, it's like, if you could sit there and just cut some of the things that is really just frivolous spending. If you look at some of the most wealthy people out there, look at Warren Buffett. We'll take him as a prime example. He still drives, I think it's like a Honda or a Toyota that he bought in the 80s. He still drives it today because he doesn't see any value on getting a new car. Why get rid of the car he has when it's not broken? There's no reason why he has to go get a new car. You think he can afford a new car? It's Warren motherfucking Buffett. He can afford like Lambos for weeks and still not even breathe on a half a tenth of his wealth, right? This man is uber rich, right? Mega rich. He can sit there and buy a bunch of Lambos and never worry about it. He has made it, but he still does not do that. He doesn't find any value on getting a new car. It's just transportation to get you from point A to point B. I see so many people, oh, I got this new BMW. And I'm like, fool. And they're like, what do you mean? I got a great deal on it. And I'm like, yep, I'm a mechanic. I know how expensive that bad boy gets when you have to repair it. And no thank you. It's like people need to sit there and kind of, exactly, cryptocrats. It's like I use Folgers myself. Get that cheap coffee. Get that Doge Lord coffee subscription. Whatever it may be, right? Right? I'm just saying. But you need to sit there and figure out if you're going to be drinking coffee, why are you going to spend money and make somebody else rich because they brewed it for you? You're just talking about somebody who is brewing coffee all day. Now I can understand, hey, I'm on the go. Life happens. I need a cup of coffee right now. Sure. But that should be the exception, not the normal. If you drink 2 cups of coffee a day, brew that shit, put that into a big old thermos, and take that shit with you. There you go. I saved you some money. I saved you $5-10. Let's say you're drinking 2 cups of coffee at Starbucks a day. Let's say that's $10 a day. Eliminate that. $10 a day. Let's say you're doing that 6 days a week, right? So that's $60 a week. That's $240 a month. $240. That's damn near a fucking normal paycheck for a lot of people. You just saved you just got yourself almost an extra paycheck at the end of the month. Now you're sitting there going, well, I can't afford. No, you can. You're welcome. People forget to do these stupid little steps that, and it blows my mind that I see a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck trying to live rich, while those who are rich live poor. It's the poor man's mentality of they think of, I can get this TV and I'm rich. I can get X car and I made it. I can get X watch and it's amazing, I'm gonna like this watch. This is $120 watch. Only reason why I have it is that it's got a step counter in there. It's a watch. Do you think a Nokia watch could do me just as good for $30? Probably. But this one went with my phone. I had to have it, right? It's stupid shit like this. The consumerism. You got to cut down some of the oddball consumerism that you have. It will, it's like stop stepping over pennies to pick up a buck. All those pennies that you save add up. These are little financial tricks that they don't teach you coming out of school. They teach you to be a consumer coming out of school. That's where Robert Kiyosaki, the rich dad, poor dad, the rich dad would teach him that being a consumer is where you start buying things that cost you money. These are not things that, an asset is something that makes you money. That's why a lot of these people, they get in asset classes that have returns, whether it's stocks, whether you're getting into bonds, whether you're getting into property. But anything else that you buy, your home is a liability, not an asset. That is one of the biggest lies out there. My folks even told me, you buy a house, it's your greatest asset. Well, assets make money. How is my house making me money? It's not. I have to put money into my house. I have to spend money on my house. But it's not making me any money. It's a liability. My home is a liability at the end of the day. Now, if I move out of here and start renting this house out, now it goes from liability to asset because now it's generating income. This is some of the things that people fail to realize. Stop buying shit on credit cards, guys. These are things that will help you fight inflation. You start paying everything on credit cards, you're taking tomorrow's paycheck and spending it today. If you can't afford 5 of them, you can't afford none of them, guys. These are facts. You want to dig out of a financial hole? You want to have a little safety cushion in your bank account? This is how you do it. I don't buy things if I can't afford them. If I buy it on credit, if I can't pay for it by the end of the year, I don't buy it. I don't need it that bad. My truck, I needed the truck. I took a $7,000 loan out for my truck. I had it paid back within a year. That's how I do things. That's how every one of us should be trying to operate, by any means necessary. This is the same game that the most wealthiest people play too. They're going, if I can't afford it right now with cash in hand, I can't do it at all. Stop paying things on credit. It's like, look at the typical lunch cost a day, $10. I pack my own, save $8 a day. Exactly, free hash power. Exactly. You know, it's like you want to sit there and you want to save that money. Brew your own coffee at home. You're going to save $8 a day, just in, $5 to $8 a day just doing that. Pack your own lunch. There's another $8 saved. Let's say you're saving, let's say you live in a really richy area, so you're spending $10 in coffee in the morning and you're talking $10 in lunch, right? So you start packing your own, and this is what you're saving, let's say, right? So $20 a day. That's like what? $500 a month. That's a whole paycheck. You just found a brand. That's almost like sitting there and saying that you got an extra week that month. I mean, think about it that way. You just found an extra week's worth of pay. Your 4-week month just turned into 5. So now you've just maximized what your earning potential. And stop spending, stop becoming a consumer, becoming an investor. Stop consuming. Your friends are gonna go out and have a good time. You're gonna be like, man, I wish I could. You know how many times I've sat there and not gone out with my buddies? A lot. You wanna know what I watched them do in one night? Spend $100 a piece. They spend $100 every weekend, right? That's $400 a week that they were spending. And guess what? I didn't spend any of that. I found an extra paycheck that month. That's the stuff that, I mean, like, the rich people talk about sacrifice. They're not saying, oh my God, skip a meal. No. They're saying skip the fun. You don't need that vacation this year. You don't need that new car. You don't need those new pair of shoes, especially if the old ones are just as good. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I bought a pair of cheap golf shoes. I watch a lot of my buddies every year. They're brand new golf shoes. My golf shoes are 5 years old. They're like, why you still got those? And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with them. Why should I replace them? I shine them up. They look brand new. Boom. Cleats are still on there. I mean, like, I could sit there and spend a bunch of money on that stupid shit too. I've got my little hobbies that I like. I like cars. I haven't spent any. I've got a dragster sitting in my garage right now. I have spent zero money on it. Zero. Why? Because I'm trying to get my business together. Because I'm trying to invest into something. These are ways that we can all sit there and make these little sacrifices in order to move forward and maximize and fight the inflation that the government is imposing on us. All at the same time as the UN is warning the United States to stop increasing the interest rates, because they're basically, as they increase the interest rates, they're making the dollars that we need more expensive. So if they make the dollars more expensive, that hurts everybody, as well as seeing all the inflation. So now we have an inflationary environment with expensive dollars. It's the double whammy. This is going to be worse than the 1929 or the 1930s Great Depression. I think we're setting up for something far, far, far worse. Like, for every Satoshi, there is a Bitcoin. Yes, there is. It's like they stack up quick. That is true, Crypto Crag. It's like, look at 12 months, and it is a good guideline. Oh yeah. Costco frozen breakfast sandwiches and burgers. Yeah. I mean, any which way. I mean, we all need to eat. I'm not telling people don't eat. That would be the last thing. I mean, the things that you need, right? You need a roof over your head, water, food, you know, and a place to shower and a place to shit. You know, you got to have your basic essentials to be able to take care of yourself and make sure that the machine keeps going. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I'm kind of jealous, Free Hash Power. I'm not there yet. When I finally move out to, but closer to where the facility is at, I will be doing the exact same thing. Get some of those yard birds. This way I can have some fresh chickens and fresh eggs. Oh, like mine and Hoddle. I love eggs. That is true. John Jermaine, a chicken in every pot, a car in every garage. Exactly, but we don't need the best car. It's like, that is like one of the worst things that I hated about fucking crypto at this point. Is everybody going, when Lambo? When Lambo? Because like they're figuring the Lambo is the signification that you made it. No. That's the signification, that's the beginning of your journey. You just bought your freedom. What do you do with it now? Stop sitting there trying to make it look like you're rich. Stop living poor. Poor people live rich. Rich people live poor. Your poorest person, yeah, some of them, they've got the right mindset, just lacking the money. And my godly, whenever they fucking make it, man, they do good. They do good, and they take care of their people. I have, and I believe in the bottom of my heart that I'm one of those people like that, where I came from nothing. I lived very, very frugally. Fucking don't have shit, right? I mean, I've got stuff now, but now I'm also building an empire. And I don't want to spend any money. For the first time, I'm trying to not live like I'm a rich kid, because I'm not, by any means. I mean, yeah, I've got a little extra money. Fucking 10 years ago, the little extra money I got would have burned a fucking hole in my pocket. I would have been like, hey guys, let's go out, let's go have fun. Woo! And I'm glad that where I'm at today is happening at the time it is, because my mindset is in the right place. So I'm able to do something that, you know, 35, 30-year-old, 25-year-old me would have blown the opportunity due to inexperience and never being taught the right things. These were things that just kind of all of a sudden one day just clicked with Bitcoin. Grew up in low income housing, beans and eggs. Oh yeah, I feel you, mine and Hoddle. I mean, I lived in Chicago. My mom was on fucking housing assistance, food stamps. I mean, I like not knowing it at the time. I mean, you're talking about a kid that's 4 or 5 years old. I'm not gonna say that any 4 or 5 year old is gonna be observant, right? But I remember times where, you know, we had 3 hot dogs. My mom gave me 2 of them. I was still hungry. My mom gave me her hot dog. She went to bed hungry because she wanted to make sure I was fed. These were sacrifices my mother made for me, and at the time, I had no clue that these were some of the sacrifices my mother made for me, because hard times created a tough woman. Now she doesn't put up the fight the way she used to, but you know, that's where she used to be. Her mindset was she was a survivor. And that's pretty much where we need to be putting our heads into. We are in a mode, we are coming into a time where it's going to be survival of the fittest. Those of us who put ourselves into the right positions now will be poised for greatness later on. This is something that I full-heartedly believe. So with that being said, guys, I mean, like, just kind of go through your, it's like you're finding, you want to sit there and figure out how you can dig yourself out of the hole. Go through your budget, guys. And I mean, seriously, you need to be honest with yourself. Brutally honest. I sneak a bag of cookies once a week. It costs me $5 a week for this little sneaky habit, right? Go through and make a check of at where every dollar of your paycheck goes every week. Make that list. Seriously, it will blow your mind on all the stupid crap you can be like, man, I really don't need that. That's kind of an impulse buy. Oh man, why did I buy this? And I know, and it's like in mine huddle, and I understand there are some people that their margins are even tighter. And if you are in that position where you've damn near cut every single aspect out, you've got nothing else to cut out. At that point, you're almost at that point where you need to figure out, okay, is it the area that you're living in that's killing you? Like, the area is too rich for you, and you need to start thinking about how can you relocate yourself, or is there a better job for you out there? Is there a way that you can move up that ladder? Are you getting in trouble at work where, your boss yells at you? Because, like, there's times where, yeah, there's those idiot bosses that they'll yell and come down on you, and they're real harsh, real critical, and they're penny pinching, and that's when you start looking for a new job. Otherwise, if you got a boss that wants to give you pay raises, all this, that, and the other, and he's not giving you a pay raise because, you know what? You show up very consistently to work 2 minutes late. Turn that around. Start coming in there, be 5 minutes early. Start work, give it your 110%. Not every boss is horrible. Sometimes they want you to step up to the plate. I've had bosses pull me off to the side where I've ran into them years later and been like, bro, I would have done X, Y, and Z for you, but man, you were sitting there giving like this much effort. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was 22 and very stupid and thought that the world owed me. Hey man, fucking gotta live somewhere. That's 4 walls and a roof with a heater in there. Bro, you are set. That is home base. Just because you are in a trailer park, or you're living with roommates, or you've got you living with other family members, right? It doesn't matter. That's your beginning story. It's not where you begin. It's where you finish. That's where what it's all about at the end of the day, guys. All about how you finish this race. And the first thing we got to do is we got to figure out how to educate ourselves enough to be able to fight this inflation, which is the hidden tax on each and every one of us that robs us faster than we can earn it. Earning a living for to get you somewhere is great, but do not sit there and think that you can trade enough time in the day to earn enough money to really make it anything above a very high profile slave. You need to sit there and start making your money work for you in any way, shape, or form. A lot of you guys that are here, I know you're into Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies. These are great tools to help with this. So far, I've counted 3 cats. Hope they all don't attack you all at once this time. He's the crazy cat guy. It's like, oh, okay, cats, we're gonna go from dry cat food to mice. Yo. Actually, I have 4 cats. One is she's really skittish and hides underneath my bed. We have Cammy. I have Zeus walking around. Zeus is my orange cat. And then there's Cammy's brother Pepe, which is another black cat just like her. And I'm sure they would all like Meow Coin. I got 2 cats too. Love them. Nice, nice. Animals actually help with longevity of life. It is proven fact. The act of petting a cat or a dog releases like some chemical in your brain, helps you with your health. I'm just saying. 5 cats and 4 dogs. Nice. That's a free zoo. Oh, too funny. All right. So, I mean, it's like, but we need to sit there and, I mean, even there's things that I've been slowly cutting out. I need to cut out my Mountain Dew amps. That's $5 a day. Every day, 7 days a week, $5 a day, right? So now I've been drinking 1. So now I'm at $2.50 a day, right? Every day. I'm hoping that I've been slowly trying to wean myself out because that's a lot of sugar, a lot of unnatural sugars in there. But these are little things that I'm still cutting out of my diet, and that's gonna save me, $5 a day. And I was up to doing 4 of those a day, so that was like $10 a day, guys, that I was spending. Now I'm trying to cut that out of my system, and I'm starting to feel a little better from that. It was like a little rough because I'm in this like slowly but rapidly cutting myself down. And I'm hoping tomorrow will be my last Mountain Dew amp, and that'll be the last time I spend $5 a day or $2.50 a day or $10 a day on just caffeinated beverages. Almost, yeah. It kind of feels like the keto flu, bro. Oh yeah, dude, man. Like all of a sudden, like you're just like, boo. I actually had to break down and take in a little bit of sugar. And as soon as I took in a little bit of sugar, woke me right back up. I'm like, wow, dude, those Mountain Dew amps are horrible. I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet and just get used to it. I figured out a way to be able to snap myself out of that like little keto flu thing. It's like I've been running with my sugar level really high for a really long time. And I know that it has to have an adverse effect somewhere on my body. So it's like I almost hospitalized myself going too low on sugar. Yeah. Especially when it's like all at once. You're like, oh God. But that's why I've been kind of just doing it really slowly, cutting this out of my diet, cutting this out of my diet. I've still got a little bit of sugary stuff in my diet just so that, but I'm consuming them less and less and less. But these are stupid little things that we can get. It's like instead of driving my diesel truck up into the gas station, which that's gonna probably take another $2 in gas to go. I gotta warm it up. It's a little cooler outside. It's diesel, so I gotta put a little bit of heat in the motor before I start moving it around. So that's an extra $2. I've been walking up over there. I'm saving money there, and it's like, yes, it sucks because this shit affects us people with the less money you have, the more this affects you, the harder this move is. So if there are ways that you can either level your earning potentials up or just cut the stupid shit out of your diet, that is like 2 of the easiest steps that we can control and we can try to do something about. If you live in a really ritzy area that's a little bit out of your price bracket, think about dialing that back, moving into an area where, it fits your income level. Sometimes it steps you a little closer to the ghetto. And bro, I've been in the ghetto. I lived in the ghetto. I had it where one of the places I used to stay at, you'd wake up in the morning and you're doing a head check to make sure there's no cockroaches in your hair. I mean, I have lived poor. There is no excuse that you can't go from rags to riches. It's how hungry are you? How badly do you want it? Because there is no limit to a person who is bound and determined to pull themselves out of the mud. I slept on a park bench while I was a crackhead. Why? I had to do what I had to do. And you know what? It made me who I am today. It's part of my story. It's not who I am. It's just a part of what makes me who I am today. Gives me that drive, gave me that motivation, taught me that hustle to go from rags to riches. Now, I'm not rich, but I'm getting there by God damn it, you know? And I want every one of you too to be there with me. And that's why I want to make sure that everybody here has a lot of this great knowledge to be able to go, you know what, man, kind of motivated me there. Maybe I don't need those new Apple AirPods. The old ones that I originally have are still just fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't need that new phone. The one I have is just fine. I don't need to sit there and upgrade my computer. The one that I have is just fine. It's all part of this consumerism where they're telling us that you're not adequate unless you have the newest, greatest new thing. And this new thing is what you need. Whatever this thing is, this thing here, you have to buy. And this is robbing each and every one of you of your earning potential. Stop being a consumer, start being an investor. This is not investment advice. I just want everybody to have their ability to make it to the moon. You know, I don't want to be up at the moon by myself. I want all of you motherfuckers up there with me. I'm just saying. All you cool people have to be on the moon with me. Otherwise, you know, what's the part of having a private party by yourself? I'm not an introvert like that. So, I mean, just kind of seriously, go through your guys' expense. Sit down. Whether it's just you by yourself, you and your significant other, you and your family members, every one of you, with whoever is in your freaking household, everybody sit down and have you all put out where your finances are. It'll blow your mind on some of the things you might be able to cut out of your system, out of your spending habit. Something that you didn't even realize. Oh my God, I didn't even think about it. I spend that all the time. That costed me X amount of dollars. Man, that's $500 at the end of the year. So instead of having 52 weeks, you know, or I got 53 weeks. Instead of having, you know, instead of having a 4-week month, I've got 5 weeks of pay. It's the small little steps that will help us all get to the moon. You know, fuck the Lambos, man. We need rocket ships, dude. Rocket ships. We need our token to get our seat onto that rocket ship, man. That's what it's all about. And there are, and if you start looking into the traditional markets, you can see some of these signs that what we're doing here is actually going to be beneficial in the Bitcoin world long term. So, but bam, let's get into some of these awesome things that I pulled off to the side here. So, financial giant BNY Mellon. They are a $43 trillion company. They want to offer Bitcoin services to wealthy clients. There are many wealthy clients out there that are desperately wanting to get into Bitcoin. But because they can't do it through their traditional broker service that they've been trusting and utilizing for decades, they're sitting on the sideline going, when are you going to let me buy Bitcoin? Do you have Bitcoin yet? How about now? So they're a U.S. banking giant of New York. BNY Mellon is set to offer Bitcoin and other crypto custodial services. Earlier this year, the CFO Emily Portney stressed the importance of mainstream financial institutions obtaining clear definitions of what is permitted by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, before offering crypto investments to their clients. So they're going to start pressuring, because they're getting more and more pressure by their clients going, why am I not able to buy this Bitcoin thing that everybody else is making money off of, but not me? There's millionaires now, and I missed the boat because you refuse to do this. I guarantee you that's some of the conversations that they're having with BNY Mellon. So now, according to Wall Street Journal, BNY Mellon is becoming the first major U.S. bank to safeguard crypto assets alongside traditional investments on their platform. The bank received permission from the New York Financial Regulatory earlier this year to store Bitcoin and Ethereum for the customers on their platform. Mellon's president and chief executive had said they are excited to help drive the financial industry forward. In other words, we're starting to see them abandon the old and usher in the new. Yay! And they don't even realize it. This bank is a 238-year-old bank, is one of 8 systemically important banks, U.S. banks, to store cryptocurrencies and allow customers to use one custodian platform for traditional and crypto holdings. So they're just going to be allowing 2 of them for right now, which is fine. Bitcoin is probably the one that everybody's going to be really looking at. So Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency by market cap, is what they're talking about. They're, and at the time of writing was only down, less than 1%. Ethereum was down almost a full percent. But you're seeing these institutional investors they've been balking at this one since day one. They're going, hey, we're missing the boat and it's your fault. When are you going to allow me to buy this Bitcoin? They're like, they don't trust these online stuff. A lot of these guys, they're 40, 50, 60 years old. They've got their broker. They ain't going to touch it unless their broker touches it. They're not going to trust Coinbase. They don't know what the fuck Coinbase is. They're like, I'm not going to give Coinbase permission to go to my bank account. No, but I trust Bob, my broker. And that's what the SEC needs to get off their asses if they, unless they want to have more and more of these institutions like just really kind of pressuring. We need clarity. How do we handle this? This is not going away. I want to touch this. I see money to be made here. What the hell? So we're seeing stuff like that, and right on top of with that, we have Paul Tudor Jones saying that Bitcoin will have much higher value someday. I'll take that as a bullish sentiment from Paul Tudor Jones, who said at one point in time that Bitcoin has 0 value. So now you see some people that are naysayers. They're all going to start turning their heads and going, I've been talking shit about this, and it hasn't gone away yet. Why hasn't it gone away yet? We don't know. So must have something. Why does it have value to these? Why are these people buying it? It's like these are people who they understand the upside, but they don't understand why. So Paul Tudor Jones, I put him into the category of Peter Schiff, where they understand the charting behind it, but they really do have an overall negative sentiment towards the industry overall, because these are people who do not, Peter Schiff, Paul Tudor Jones, they have so much money, they do not need the censorship resistant money. They don't need it. They have way too much of it. They're not going to need it until they need it, right? For people like them, unless they, have their aha moment, it will be until it's too late, really, before they realize, oh my God, I just lost everything. And all these Bitcoiners are billionaires now. Oh my Lord, I bet wrong. Um, and at the same time, you have other financial experts, I don't know who they are, saying that it's more likely to correct down to $6,000 Bitcoin amid the crypto winter. I don't want a $6,000 Bitcoin, but I do. I'm just saying. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would prop myself. I would do whatever I could to buy as many of those sweet Bizity Bitcoins if it hit $6,000. If it hits $6,000, we will never see it correct down to there again. That will be the last time. The last time it corrected really harshly, it went down to 3,200. We'll never see 3,200 again. If it corrects to 6,000, this will mark the last time that it will be at the 6,000 mark. That means, yeah. Oh my God. I would have a party if it did that. So, Florian Grums, the managing director, investment advisory firm of Midas Touch Consultation, he has suggested that sweet Bizity Bitcoin might be in line for a further correction below 10,000. According to Grums, Bitcoin could likely find support level at that $10,000 mark before potentially correcting around 6,000. While noting that due to volatility, the flagship cryptocurrency might experience a minor upward price movements during an interview with Kitco News on October 11th. What he had stated was that it's my worst case right now. Bitcoin at $6,000. I wouldn't rule that out. I think 10,000 is probably what it's going to happen, and then we're going to see a nice bounce and maybe retest of the 10,000 to 15,000 range, like double low at that point. And that would be like the final end of the crypto winter. But it still takes time. I don't think it's happening anytime soon, Grum said. That's what I've been kind of saying. I think that his target's a little bit lower than mine. It all depends on the data set you're looking at with that, guys. I was looking at maybe a bottom floor of about 12,000. And if he's sitting there saying, into the range of that $10,000 to $15,000 range, then I'm right on the mark, kind of being right in the middle of the road. That's where my data says. Furthermore, Grums expresses skepticism regarding Bitcoin's ability to regain its all-time high of almost $69,000 a coin, despite bullish events like the 2024 halving. He stated that the liquidity crisis and regulation uncertainty are factors likely to hinder Bitcoin's trajectory. Regulatory uncertainty, yes. There is no real liquidity crisis other than what is being caused by the Federal Reserve. So if the Federal Reserve continues to create a liquidity crisis within their system, I think this would be a bullish event for Bitcoin, as people would sit there and see that the market is getting worse and worse, and you'll see that the price of dollars just drop off. And not that Bitcoin rose in price, it's just that the dollar tanked. So $69,000 Bitcoin versus a tanked US dollar, I think is very feasible. And I think he overlooks I think he's too hawkish on what the Federal Reserve can and can't do. If they sit there and go back into quantitative easing, this will be the most bullish case for Bitcoin the Federal Reserve has ever done. As soon as they turn the printing press back on, Bitcoin's price will start rising. Mark my words. What up, Kuna Boots? Yo, fellow sat stackers. Yo. It's all about sats and lats. He even went on and said, if this crypto sector can recover, it should or did in the past, then once the halving has happened, the whole sector will be in the new bull market. Bitcoin has been going up ever since 2009 relentlessly. Fundamentally speaking, regulations, of course, could be basically preventing a real new bull market, he added. So he is kind of understanding that the regulations, governments around the world have a vital role of suppressing it, because you're taking big institutional money and you're sidelining them because they're not sure when, hey, if I put my money in here, am I going to get fucked by the government? That's what they want to make sure is not going to happen. That they buy some Bitcoin and all of a sudden that particular government tax it so high that it's not profitable to ever get into Bitcoin. These are things that they're looking at. Not that it's going to happen, right? These are just things that they're looking at, that they're like, hey, what's my risk to reward? The reward has to be higher than the risk of me putting money into it. Until they get some clarity on that, you're going to see a lot of these institutions that want to be involved. There is a lot. Some of them take the big polar plunge and they do it as an individual. But a lot of them are not doing it with the company. Until we get clarity from the government, you're not going to see companies really getting involved. And I think that's some of the things that these regulatory giants are trying to prevent, because if they give regulatory clarity, you're going to give the guideline for them to be able to play in the market. And as soon as you do, floodgates are open. Game's over. Dollar loses. Bitcoin wins. I'm just saying. It'll happen just in that order, guys. And if you want to know another bullish thing, guys, if you think that Bitcoin price is really going to be going down any further, this should be your bullish case. Bitcoin mining difficulty sees the sharpest increase since May 2021, despite slow price gains, guys. This is the chart here. It is just gone parabolic. There are more miners being turned on than ever before. Oh yeah, that difficulty is a stinger for sure, Crypto Craig, 100%. So if you think that Bitcoin is going to be going down from here, there's a point on which the market the price cannot go below, right? If the market goes below $15,000 per Bitcoin, no mining facility in the United States will be profitable. Let that sink in. Not one company, anything below a anything below a $15,000 Bitcoin will not be profitable here in the United States. That's 3.8 cents a kilowatt hour. Will not be profitable. The difficulty is way too high. In essence, that would cause many, many, many facilities across the world to shut down. If Bitcoin fell below $15,000 for more than a couple of months, we would see some of the sharpest declines in the Bitcoin difficulty moving forward. So I really kind of think that the reason why we've been trading out so boringly, I mean, let's just be real. Bitcoin's been goddamn fucking boring. It's just like flatlined like a fucking zombie, right? It is that I believe we are in the accumulation phase. There are billionaires on the backside that in the last 14 days has bought over $1 billion worth of that sweet bizzity Bitcoin. We see the difficulty going up. We see whales jumping in, mining whales ramping up. This only, to me, my opinion, shows the bullish case that the pricing is about to recoil and snap vertical here. I believe that we're about to come out of our... I think it's when we get out of October, we get into November. I think we're going to see that November rise. Get out of the October surprise for the November rise. Yo, I rhymed. Like, we'll never go as low as 15K, I would assume. So many institutions that would lose investments, so the whales would just go to work. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know it. You know it. There's no way in hell price is gonna go below 15K. I'm just saying. It's like you're a poet and didn't even know it. Yo! All right. And get into some other things. Let's see here. I do not want to do that one. I said against that one. And here's a funny thing. Side note, Dow Jones is now officially more volatile than Bitcoin. Yep. Stock market's more of a riskier asset than Bitcoin. I wonder why. Maybe it's because that sweet busy Bitcoin isn't really manipulated, and Dow Jones, S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell 200, all that shit's fucking manipulated money from the fucking Federal Reserve. Let's be real about it. Best place for a cryptosis treatment. Nemesis Corner. Yeah, hey, yo. So, I mean, it's like we're going to be seeing more of these traditional finance markets as the Federal Reserve continues to pump in just fucking they're helicoptering money into the stock market. They're trying to do everything they can to prop up the markets. This shit's gonna fucking backfire on them, and when the inflation genie finally comes out and rears her ugly head, guys, we are gonna be the ones sitting on top, because, you know, I know how you guys are. We're all sat stackers over here. We'll be the ones sitting there going, yep, I'm gonna take my cheap popcorn over here and watch the city burn. As the and U.S. DOC agency NIST explores security safe trusts of stable coins. So the National Institute of Standards and Technology, the NIST, non-regulatory agency of the United States Department of Commerce, they are basically have been looking into. Now, the reason why I have this one on the list, guys, it's kind of funny. Well, you'll see my humor in this one. Hold on here. Hold on. So, based on the top, a study on the top 20 stablecoins over the past year, NIST found that the top 5 coins that retained their peg represented 87% of the total top market capitalization out of the lot. The top 5 stablecoins, based upon market capitalization, that managed to maintain their pegs are as of below. Here's where it goes to get funny. Wait for it. Tether, we all knew. USDC, we all knew. Binance, it depegged itself. Binance fucking depegged itself from the fucking dollar. The DAI and Frax. I've never even heard of FRAX. I've never heard of them. DAI, I know of them. I don't use them. Wouldn't even touch them. I'll touch Tether before the rest of this shit. But yeah, Binance fucking shit itself just recently. Depegged itself from the fucking dollar, guys. That is hilarious. Like it like depegged itself, I think, like right around the same time that this article got put out. So funny. It's like, what the heck is going on with Google and Coinbase? Not wanting to own stuff, want to do their own stuff. Oh no, they're yeah. It's why I try not to use either one of them. I hate Google. I really do. And I hate Coinbase a little more. But Coinbase is the easiest frictionless fucking one to use for newbies, unfortunately. I hate using them though. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of issues with way that Google and Coinbase are. Yeah, Crypto Craig. They got what the hell is it? They've got accountable deniability. That's what it's called. Accountable deniability. That's what they're looking for. And we have the F Google use pre-search. That's a good one. European Parliament committee passes the MiCA crypto framework in a landslide vote. So basically, policymakers in Europe and with their Committee on Economic Monetary Affairs, or ECON, has approved markets in crypto asset framing following a vote from the European Council. So the MiCA proposal, first introduced to the European Commission in September of 2020, aims to create a consistent regulatory framework for cryptocurrency among the 27 union member states. Following legal and linguistic checks, Parliament approving the latest version of the text and publications in the official EU journal. The crypto policies should go in effect starting in 2024. I'd be curious to see what's all in there, see how badly they are fucking over everybody, or is it more that they're putting in guidelines that are more for protecting people. I'm going to say it's probably the first one. They're going to figure out how to fuck you over. It's important to ensure that the European Union's financial service legislation is fit for the digital age, which is true. They're going to have to update this moving forward, going into a pure digital age, and contributes to a future-ready economy that works for the people, including by enabling the use of innovative technologies. And that's what we really need to be. Stop regulating it to death. Allow for the innovations to happen. Stop telling them, oh, you can innovate, but only up to here. And it's, bro, I need to go over there, but I need to get through this little land over here. And they're like, no. And you just basically stonewalled somebody from figuring out a solution that would have served the purpose of the protection that the regulator put up in place. At the same time, was more innovating and had more efficiencies built into their platform. So I'm hoping that they're not just regulating it to death like they've done to so many other industries here in the United States. I'm hoping that Europe is a little bit more open-minded to this stuff. It's like a lot of times legislation just goes too far. And talking about legislation and talking about the United States, Bored Apes, creator and other NFT projects, investigated by the SEC probe. So SEC is now starting to look into the NFT projects for possible being security risks for the individual buyer. So basically, sources say that the United States Security and Exchange Commission's probe into Yuga Labs is actually a part of a wider investigation into the NFT market, which already came into light in March. A report from Bloomberg, citing sources familiar with the matter, says that the SEC is investigating Yuga Labs over whether certain NFTs more akin to stocks, whether the sales of certain digital assets violate federal laws. However, Cointelegraph understands that the investigation is a part of an ongoing SEC probe into a wider NFT market, which is looking whether certain NFTs and fractional NFTs could fall under the federal securities laws. Basically, there a lot of the stuff that I was sitting here and have been pointing out over the past since the NFT market launched. The SEC is now following suit with a vast majority of what I've already said was big issues, fundamental flaws with the NFT market. There are certain use cases for it, but I think a lot of them will be under the SEC probe moving forward. Yeah, we need less crypto regulation and more crypto adoption. But at the same time, whenever you've got like you got certain things that cannot pass the SEC, especially if they are basically being looked at if they can't pass the Howey test, because they're acting more like a stock versus a cryptocurrency. They're all going to be put underneath scrutiny. They're probably going to be given a cease and desist letters going forward. I think that the SEC is not going to fine these people to death. I think they're just going to literally just shut them down because there's no straight regulation on there. I think with stuff like this, they're going to get the regulation, they're going to get the clarity on this, and they'll be like, and you're done. Now, this won't apply to all the NFT market. Like I said, there are certain things that I think that are good use cases for them, and that'd be in the gaming industry, right? Gaming industry, card collection industry, stuff like that. But I think you're going to see areas like ESPN was doing ESPN Moments, NFTs. I think they're not going to be doing that moving forward. I'd be curious to see how Snoop Dogg is going to be doing his NFT with the record label, with his new record label. So what's the big beef with the NFTs and art like the apes? So if you look at each NFT, you can consider it being either part of, you can either think of it as a stock or a fractional stock, right? So if, let's say the NFT was a 1 of 6 run, right? So now you have a fraction of that stock. That's like fractional reserve lending almost. So basically, stuff like this are tools that accredited investors are the only ones able to participate in. An accredited investor is somebody who has a net worth of over $1 million and is backed by a company. You cannot be an accredited investor without having company backing. So a lot of these NFT projects, a lot of these cryptos, they're securities. They should never be offered to the regular public. That's why there's so many people in the regular public, in the crypto space, that get robbed here, because we're offering thousands of securities to people who do not know better. People who never did the research. And that's what's different about an accredited investor. Not that they're smarter than you in any way, shape, or form. A lot of them are fucking dumb as shit. But they have enough people behind them, enough dumb people doing enough research to make one person look really smart. These are things that we have the ability to do ourselves as an individual, but 99% of the people out there are incapable of doing the research. Not that they can't do it, they're just incapable of doing it. They're not going to, period. They're going to be like, oh, my friend told me to invest here. Guess where they invested? Right where their buddy lost money too. Because their buddy didn't do any research either, because they were told by their buddy to go get into this one because Lambos. Yeah, good. It's a good thing I never got into the whole NFT market. Not even worth it. Yeah, it's not, because like there was too many red flags in the NFT market, and I said it from day one that there is probably less than 1% true utilization of the market that I would say is for a use case that everybody in the world could use and it could be beneficial to. Not that they should be using it, but it could be beneficial, and there's nothing wrong with it. The other 99% of the NFT market is a freaking scam. And I will die on this hill saying that. Anybody who's gotten into the NFT market that has made money, congratulations. I'm not dogging on you for making money in the NFT market, nor would I ever dog anybody for making money in any kind of market. Don't get me wrong when I'm sitting here and kind of dogging on a particular industry. It's not that I'm saying you cannot make money in there. It's that you are playing in a completely risk-on, a 100% risk-on situation. Now, if you're sitting there doing small little lumps of capital into it that it's like gambling money, that's fine. But know that you are losing, you paid $500 for an NFT that's now worth $1. You just lost a week's worth of pay to go gambling on something that just lost you money. You lost a paycheck. There are people out there that paid $20,000 for an NFT that's now worth $2,000. They lost almost a whole year's worth of pay in one shot. Bam. That's where these risk asset managers are like, hey, it's a little riskier, the reward's a little bit better, but it is a risk-on situation. Do you want to tolerate this? If you're 20 years old, you can go more risk. Because if you lose it all, you can easily restart and rebuild. You get into your 50s, 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you have to be risk off. You have to find things that are going to hold the line. And that's kind of where I'm more poised to be into is things that are creating value. So there are small amounts of risk. I've got a small risk tolerance. Where whenever I was in my 20s, I had a 100% risk tolerance because I had no money. Oh! Yeah, exactly, Kundabits. It's like all those collector cards, it's like people with the collector cards. If it's something that you like, I get it. I fucking get it. You got a certain hobby. Hey, I like doing this. This brings me joy in my life. You know what? More power to you, But, yeah, the whole JPEG industry, yeah, I cannot get behind it. Oh no, not Topps. Oh, I would think that Topps would have stayed away from that. Oh man, it's like I have some on wax and they are on another blockchain. All right, yeah. I mean, to each person, each their own. I mean, if that's something that you like, just know that you spent that money not to make money. You spent it because you wanted something. You became a consumer. And that's what the whole beginning of this conversation was, is we need to figure out how to stop being consumers. If it's like there's a difference. Hey, fuck it. This was like $5. I don't care. I would have spent that on something stupid anyway. Yeah, cool. If you're only doing that every once in a blue moon, that's fine. But if you're like every paycheck, $5, it's like, bro, that adds up at the end of the year. Did you really need to spend a whole paycheck by the end of the year? And that's kind of how I look at things. Like, can you save yourself a paycheck, half a paycheck a year, every month? Because if you could save a half a paycheck a month, you can dig yourself out of any hole that you're sitting in. Like I have a few free NFTs. Did not see any values in those at all. Exactly. Feels you on that one. Talking about things with no value, we have more stuff from Celsius, guys. More. When you thought it was over, he makes the headlines again. Oh, what a fucking scammer this guy is. So, after the news broke that Celsius had cashed out between $17 and $23 million worth of crypto from their custody, from their holdings accounts right before suspending clients' withdrawals and filing for bankruptcy. And its ex-CEO seems to be dumping his Cell token still. Indeed, Mashinsky, who stepped down from the position of Celsius on September 27th, he's been keeping himself busy by dumping his Cell tokens across multiple crypto wallets. The guy that broke it was a YouTuber called CoffeeZilla. Had broke this story on October 11th. So that was just the other day. He basically tweeted this all out. Since the start of October, Mashinsky has sent almost 1 million in Celsius and USD coin from his wallet to MetaMask and Uniswap, according to data by crypto analysis platform Nanocen. According to the popular YouTuber who referred to Mashinsky as a cartoonish villain, who's telling everybody, oh no, we're hodlers, guys. Shh, dump it. We're hodling, guys. We're not gonna sell. Dump it. I said dump it. No, guys, we want you all to hold your coin. That's basically what he was sitting there doing, right? It's like after getting called out for stealing money from his company on the brink of bankruptcy, he starts dumping thousands of dollars of Cell tokens across multiple wallets. It is all on chain. This is stuff that we can track. People forget that these wallets are public ledgers. If you're not doing this with fucking Monero, or any other, Beam, Monero, Pirate Chain, God, there's so many, Conflux, any of these privacy coins, right? We're gonna tell that you moved your coin, including, it's like Stefan CoffeeZilla guy, known for his investigations of online scams. This guy, this is what he does. Is he goes out and just does all the research. And he was sitting here and noticing that they were pulling out, and since they have shut down the withdrawal system for all the customers, he has cashed out more than $2 million in Cell tokens since then. So this motherfucker is a scammer. He has turned into the, what this whole industry fucking despises. It gets better, guys. Celsius has been just absolutely digging a hole. So Celsius Mining owes $5.4 million in hosting fees to Core Scientific. I feel bad for these people. They just got screwed over. And I hope that they fucking sat there and had provisions in the contract that allowed them to keep every fucking miner that Celsius had. I hope that this company gets fucked at this point, and I hope that the regulators come down on Mashinsky and his wife for fraud. They just basically embezzled off of a bankrupt company. I hope they go down for this. This is some of the reasons why institutional investors do not want to get involved with Bitcoin. People like Mashinsky that keep on giving, people are like, well, we love them, this is a good guy, and then boom, this shit happens. It's like, why can't you just be honest? Why can't you just keep it simple? It's like you go from a really innovative person to being a scumbag within a couple of years. Wow. So Core Scientific intends to pursue a claim against the bankrupt crypto lender Celsius and the company's mining business. A filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions on Wednesday said Core Scientific, because they are a public company, plans to vigorously defend its interest during the ongoing bankruptcy proceeding. In other words, they're going to have enough money to fucking make sure that they get paid before any person in the Celsius network does. Mark my words, Core Scientific, if you've got Celsius locked up, Core Scientific will get paid the $5.4 million before you get your crypto. Your crypto is basically going to them. The crypto miner claims that Celsius owes around $5.4 million for its hosting services. Legal counsel for the troubled crypto lender previously argued that Core Scientific violated bankruptcy protection by debt recovery. So now, that is hilarious. So Celsius bankruptcy lawyers are trying to argue that Core Scientific violated bankruptcy protection by debt recovery. So they're basically trying to give Core Scientific the middle finger. Wow, more scumbaggery. Holy cow. It just keeps on rolling, guys. Core Scientific is one of many claimants in the Celsius bankruptcy case. The crypto lender reportedly owes over $1.2 billion to creditors at press time. Recent financial documents is submitted to the South District of New York court in charge of the case also revealed several withdrawals made by the former CEO Alex Mazinski and other two top-ranking executives. Another batch of records provided by to the court details the names and trading history of the platform users, essentially doxing several crypto users. The 14,000-page document is available for public viewing on the Internet Archive. Every single person, like I was saying, is doxed. 14,000 pages of doxing. Yo, that is some BS, guys. All right. Yep, I think that we were at that 1 hour marker, guys. Certainly smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, guys. And if you guys are wanting to get your stuff hosted with us over at the Family Mine LLC, yo, check out the pseudo hasher tier in the Patreon. Might be worth checking out. I'm just saying, guys. Just saying. It's like Mine and Hodl. He's like, good talks. Oh, yeah. You know it, Mine and Hodl. You know it, my dude. So, I mean, it's like, I hope everybody, it's like kind of pulled some good information out of this. Definitely put FA in the Chizity chat if you found a lot of this information very helpful, guys. Give me some of that feedback, guys. FA in the Chizity chat, guys. All that good stuff. If you guys got any comments or questions, now is the time to ask for sure. If there was something that, it's like if you think of a question later on, certainly drop them in the comments down below. I do get to all of them, or hit me up in the Discord. Links down below for all of that stuff too. It's like, don't delay FA today. Yo, because all of you people are rated F for fucking awesome. Yo! So I'm glad that all of you guys find this stuff informational. I mean, all this at the end of the day is to kind of help us all keep our head focused, keep our eyes on the prize. Because remember, at the end of the day, whatever direction you are facing is the direction you will go. Whatever direction you are facing is the direction you go. I mean, if you have a plan of action, you know what direction you're facing. You're like, I need to get from point A to point B and go. That's what it's all about. And you can't do that without having proper information. Proper information is like having improper information is like trying to walk on a path that's been overgrown. As soon as you get the proper information, you get the chainsaw to clear the path as you're walking, right? That's what I'm trying to help every one of us to do. I mean, shit, throughout my own researching, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that. Oh wow, oh wow, I just blew my own brain. and then I come here and I try to blow your guys' brain with what blew my brain away, right? So I hope that you guys get a lot of the same impacts that I do, where it's like my brain just kind of expands out and I'm like, I have that aha moment, and it's like it fortifies why I'm here, why I'm doing what I'm doing in the crypto space, you know? So no, I did not get to watch that quite as of yet. I'm trying to stay away from some of that. I'm trying to be subjective, I guess. Chumps Change is starting a 4090 stream in 10 minute 2. Nice. Like 4090 is no mining king yet. Nope. Nothing is optimized for it. And I tried to warn everyone. It'll be probably a good month before anything's optimized for the 4090. I'm just saying. ETH Classic was around 140 mega hash. I mean, that's a little better than the 3090. I mean, the 3090 is around 120. 3090 Ti is around 128. So to see 140 is really not that bad. Yeah, it's just that the 4090 doesn't have any optimized drivers for it. That's all it is. My 1660 Ti was like that for a good solid month and a half almost, and then all the optimizations for my 1660 Ti finally came out, and that card just became a 1070 killer. You know, it had all the 1070 Ti performance, utilizing probably about 20 to 30 watts less. But I mean, it's like I do want to grab one of them, but I'm not going to try to do it right off the bat. I do want to grab one, but I need to get the mining facility into a position where, you know, yeah, I'm making fucking money with it. Once I can take that big deep sigh of relief and go, the facility can support itself. I don't care if I make zero money off of this, right? I'm expecting to not make money for the next couple of months. I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay. I need to have it where it stops pulling money out of my pocket, because, man, I'm just fucking, money's flowing out and not enough is coming back in. Not bad, but not good either. Expected more, to be honest, with those power draws and cooling abilities. I would, like I said, give it another month. In about a month, you'll see all the. Right now, they're basically running on generic drivers. So you're getting like generic overclocks on there. Sometimes the overclocks don't even fucking work. So I would expect a big performance hit. But seeing that it is 140 mega hash on that Ethereum Classic, I would almost say that's probably right on par. Realistically, that should be right on par. Reason being is that between the 3090 Ti and the 4090, it's just a VGA core. So if you're only talking about a difference in core, you shouldn't see a huge performance jump on the memory side. So with ETC, 140 mega hash depends on the power draw. If the power draw was really high with it, then that sucks. But I bet there's that with optimization, a 4090 should be like 250, 260 watts at that 140 mega hash once the optimizations kick in. Caspo was double the hash rate of a 3090 Ti. Yeah, It just depends on the on how it's hitting on the course. But I think then in a month we'll see the better performance optimizations coming out. So I will be keeping an eye on all of that. And then hopefully, you know, that we can start seeing some of these cards, you know, getting cheaper, not more expensive. So with that being said, guys, thank you all for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Grab me something to drink, use the bathroom, all that good stuff, guys. So definitely smash that lizardy like button if you haven't done so already. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Share this out with your favorite social media. Help get the word out to more of you awesome hashers out there. I will definitely be seeing you guys tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time for some of that morning motivational workout. Today was push, tomorrow is all my pulls, and then Friday we ended off with leg day. Yo, exciting. Yeah, I know, it's working out. But hey, if you're bored at work or whatever, man, come hang out with me in the morning. You basically shoot the shit, talk about whatever. There's no form on there. It's just me with video on, using you guys as my motivation to keep doing this each and every day. So I'm using you guys to hold me accountable so that I continue doing the workout. So I hope you feel used, but you're being used in a great way. So I'm just saying, you're being used for good. Yo! So I'd love to have you all there. Oh my God, 4090s like 3K in Denmark. Oh God, that is horrible. Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, it's like it. Definitely check me out in the morning if you want to hang out. It's like, dang man, that sucks. Yep, yo. So and then tomorrow we'll get into some of that mining news and stuff like that. Because you know, Wednesdays are financial Wednesdays, where we talk about everything financial, why you are losing money with everybody else. So I hope this gave you some extra tools, expanded your thought pattern on way to look at the market, things that you can do to improve yourself, to free up some capital on your own side, and stop being, the poor dad. You want to be the rich dad. And with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out and stay savage.